Monica Antonello, and I've been teaching yoga for 16 years.
And so begins the practice of yoga.
For me, it's a way of life. We breathe, we live in a stressful world. So what are the things that we do that can help us to navigate through that so that we come out feeling a sense of being well, a sense of feeling right about ourselves, a sense of feeling right about our world. And it's important enough that I teach it. So it's not just something I do for myself, it's something that I think that everyone should do.
Hi, I'm Maggie Horn, and I'm currently a senior on the women's Fredonia soccer team. Our coach asked us to actually do it every single Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. in the morning, and at first we were all so skeptical, we didn't really feel the need to. Throughout every single session, you started seeing more flexibility, you started seeing definitely more core strength, which is really important in soccer because you need to be able to hold off girls, and you could see the difference between everybody. Everybody was so much more relaxed afterwards.
It makes you stronger, so you're not going to be pushed off the ball as much. You're going to be a lot quicker in your first step and quicker in the long run, being more flexible. You're less prone to injury.
At one point in the beginning of the year, we had our first game before we even started any of the yoga, and a girl just came and took me out. We played that team again like 3 weeks later, and I made sure, I was like, I'm going to make sure I'm working on my core strength. I held off the girl, and we ended up winning that game, which was really awesome. Definitely during the game it helped a lot, but I think one of the biggest benefits you see as a student athlete, it's really hard to balance both schoolwork and playing soccer. You face a lot of different stresses and different mentalities that you have to overcome, so I think it helped both on and off the field, which is something that was great for the first semester.
Yoga, I feel like, is for everyone from the students to the working man to your parents, basically everyone, just because it's something so easy to pick up on. You don't need to be super athletic to do it. You can sit down. If you can't do a certain thing, you just wait it out and go on to the next thing.
There's so many benefits that a lot of people just don't know about. You don't have to be flexible at first, because I wasn't flexible at first. I couldn't even touch my toes.
I think people crack me up actually because they'll say, oh, I'm so inflexible, so I can't do yoga. Well, that's the whole idea. You're trying to, the actual physical yoga postures are helping you to become more flexible, to open up your body more, to elongate the muscles, lengthen the spine, address your alignment issues. So I think anybody should be able to do it.
Press your feet and then use your legs.
Now, without straightening the knees.
Meditation pulled me out of my rut. Yoga and meditation has changed my life. It saved me. It was my hero when I felt most broken. There was a meditation instructor that came to the school just for a workshop for the music students, and my friend had just dragged me. It was at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it was on a weekend. I didn't want to get out of bed, and she just said, Ariana, come. That's when I was introduced to meditation. It transformed me, and I was immediately interested. She left us with 3 words, and those 3 words were, I am enough, and that's why I write it here on this blackboard that's hanging over here above my meditation station. So I think that meditation really helped me to center myself and to come back to my roots and to feel like I finally have control over something in my life, like my breath.
It's kept me steady, like going along in my life. It's kept me being able to make choices and decisions based on some philosophy, on things that are important to me, that make sense to me, like nonviolence and not stealing, not wasting things, not polluting our world, that kind of stuff. And those things make sense to me very deeply. Sometimes I say this to my students. May you be content to be exactly who you are and to be content content to be exactly where you are. That to me is what yoga is. Feeling that sense of contentment and not just in who you are, but where you are, like where you are in life.
When you meditate, the intake of the breath is increased. Therefore, you're awakening your brain and you're becoming more sensitive to reality and what's actually happening. It helps me to take a step back and see the wide perspective of things rather than the microscopic view of a situation. It helps you take into consideration all perspectives. So when you center yourself, you're becoming more rational. You're becoming more calm.
What starts to happen in your life is that you become more aware. For people who have anxiety, they don't even realize that each panic attack has a life like that. You know, it's born, lives, dies. And then when you start to pay attention to it right in the beginning, it actually kind of diminishes and sometimes can go away. You learn something, like the brain is doing it. You know, your response to things changes.
If someone wanted to try yoga for the first time and wasn't sure, I would say to give it a chance. I would just recommend it for my team. I know the women's national team does it. Alex Morgan, who's a famous soccer player, does it.
Why not? It's good for the mind, body, and soul. Keeps you nice and relaxed.
And then when you realize like how much better you feel about yourself physically and mentally and psychologically, I think if we recognize that we are all the same in some deep capacity, I think that there would be no war.